So, what is actually off-road trial? Let's go through some of the things that are good to know. So, off-road trial is periodic skill driving. With other words, we build sections in a forest, there are gates in the sections, and through those gates we are supposed to drive with different types of cars. Sounds fun, huh? We have a total of 5 competition classes, and then we have a bonus class. The different classes that we have are original, standard, modified, pro modified, and prototype. And then the bonus class is hobby standard. Hobby standard can attend all competitions, but they don't fight for official titles. Class original. They have blue markings on the gates in a competition event. These are standard off-road vehicles where even the tires need to be what they were originally left from the manufacturer. They also need to have all the equipment as from the factory. Class standard. White markings on the gates in a competition. These are almost standard vehicles, but they can have a bit of a bigger tires with a more rugged pattern. They are allowed to remove, for example, spare tires, bumpers, and they can have a raised suspension. Class modified. Yellow markings on the gates. These are heavily modified cars. Tires can almost be anything as long as they're meant for cars, so no tractor tires allowed. You are allowed to expand wheel arcs with even 10 centimeters from the original, so really big changes are okay. Pro modified. Black markings on the gates. These cars need to look like a car, but can be self made. Car body need to have a mask, hood, fenders, side panels, flooring, fire damper, and the tires can be max of 40 inches. Cutting brakes are already allowed in this group. Class prototype. Red markings on the gates. This is the class where you can almost freely build a car. There is safety regulations and some restrictions to tire size. But for example, four-wheel steering and suspension adjustment is allowed. So then there is the hobby standard class. I don't know if this class is available anywhere else than in Finland, but we have this. And this is not an official race class. They drive usually the same gates as the standard class, but they can't get an official title. But they are included in the competition and they are competing against each other. This class is more flexible and gives the opportunity to easy start the sport. So what about the rules then? In trial, the aim is to drive as fault-free as possible. For every fault you make, you get penalty points. So in the end, the driver in each class that has the lowest score wins. In trial, we drive sections. On each section, there is usually 4 to 6 gates. Also, the start and finish gates are counted. For every section, there is a time in what the section should be finished in, usually 5 minutes. If you don't get there in time, you will get penalty points for that. Well, how are the penalty points counted then? Well, reversing. In prototype class, it is 3 points for each time. In other classes, the amount of points depends a little bit on the car length. You get 5 penalty points for touching a gauge stick or the section tape. If you go over the section tape by a meter or break it, you get 25 penalty points. And the section stops there. And then you get a penalty point for each gate you didn't go through. You also get 25 penalty points if you break or knock down a gate stick. And because on every section there are gate marks for all the classes, it can be a little bit tricky to get past the other classes' gates. If you touch other classes' gates, you get the 5 penalty point. And if you break or knock down one, you get the same 25 penalty as if it was your own gate. Then you get 50 penalty points for each gate you don't finish. So if the time runs out, you'll get 50 points for every undriven gate. Also, the finish gate counts. If you, for some reason, can't finish the race, your car breaks down or something else, you can always go around the section. So then they will mark that you didn't drive the section and you will get a 500 point penalty for each undriven section.